guys, Jody here, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jody, and I love the arts. And on my channel, I mostly talk about books, television, and theater. So, if you like any of those things, be sure to stick around because I'm certainly going to be talking about one of those things today. Today, I'll be continuing my Broadway show series, where I talk about every Broadway show I've ever seen. And in today's video, I'll be talking about the 5th Broadway show I ever saw, which was a stage adaptation of the very well-known film, Beauty and the Beast. So, I have talked about Beauty and the Beast before in this series on my channel already, as it was my second Broadway show. When I was thinking to myself how to go about making this series on my channel, I thought when it comes to shows that I've seen more than once, do I just talk about them the one time and then just like casually mention that, oh yeah, I saw it again at another point, or do I, dedicate another whole video to it? And I thought to myself, making this series was a way for me to figure out how many shows I've seen over the years, and I wanted to make a separate video for every single show, despite seeing it more than once. So that's why I'm talking about Beauty and the Beast again, even though I've talked about it already. At the end of the day, I feel like every theater-going experience is different, even if it's the same show, even if you've seen the show more than once. So I'm trying to look at it like that. So this was a different experience than my first time, in a way, because it was a different performance. And so, yeah. I'll also I'll do more like a Cliff Notes version in this video, where when I talk about the show as far as how I liked it, who was in the cast, who was on the creative team, favorite songs and moments, anything interesting I may find in the playbill along the way, because I did talk more in depth the first time I talked about Beauty and the Beast, and I don't want to repeat myself too much in this video. So even though I'm probably going to be repeating myself a lot, like I said, it's going to be a Cliff Notes version today for when I talk about my 5th Broadway show. So I ended up seeing Beauty and the Beast a total of 3 times on Broadway before it closed. Now, this was my second time seeing Beauty and the Beast, but it was my 5th Broadway show. So, second time seeing Beauty and the Beast, but 5th Broadway show. That makes sense. Just give it a second to sink in. So, as far as how I like the show, I really liked it. And, yeah, I'll just leave it there because I already talked about it in my other video. And, as far as, here's the page with the credits with the, everyone who was involved in the production. And, oh wait, I forgot to show the page where it says, yeah, saw it in June of 2000. So as far as the cast, here is a page with the leads and supporting characters. So I saw Andrea McArdle play Belle. Now, if you don't know, Andrea McArdle was the original Annie in the original production of Annie. So that's pretty cool. And then I saw Stephen Blanchard play the Beast. And I believe Stephen Blanchard is an actor who played the Beast the longest on Broadway. So that's a bit of a fun Broadway fact there for you. And I also saw Patrick Page play Lumiere. And I'm such a fan of Patrick Page. So that was pretty cool to realize I saw him in this show before I kind of became aware of who was in what shows, because this was only my 5th Broadway show. I was still fairly new to the theater going scene. I will say though, if anyone from Saturday Night Fever, that was the cast where I started to become more familiar with performers and wanted to see them in other shows after Saturday Night Fever. So I wasn't like that yet with any other shows, if you will. And I would want to see that performer in another show. Hopefully that makes sense. And as far as, here's a page with the chorus, swings, and understudies. So as far as any, sorry, I almost forgot. The creative team. So if you're familiar with Disney and Broadway, or Disney on Broadway, I should say, or just Disney in general, you're probably already aware of a lot, who wrote a lot of the famous, iconic Disney scores in the movies and stuff. And we have Alan Menken, who was the composer, Howard Ashman, who was the lyricist, and Tim Rice, who wrote the lyrics. And they wrote a wonderful score for Beauty and the Beast, just like, many other scores they've done for Disney films. And the score was no different because it was amazing. And then here's a song list. And, my favorite song is Be Our Guest. I think it's such a moment in the show, and that's, that's my favorite moment. And then, I didn't really find anything interesting in the playbill along the way. I will give a hint Oh, actually, there was a little something about the Tony Awards, because this was in June and the Tony Awards are every June, so they had something in here about the Tony Awards. There you go. And I will give a hint at my next Broadway show. And it is a Broadway show I have talked about already, but like I said, every theater going experience can be different. It's just because you're seeing the same show doesn't mean like maybe there was an understudy that went on, or maybe there's new cast members, or maybe you have a new favorite moment in the show. So yeah, my sixth Broadway show, which I will be talking about next, is Saturday Night Fever, which was also my fourth Broadway show. But this, my sixth show, which was Saturday Night Fever, like I said, that was a really fun day in the city, really fun time seeing that show. I have a lot more to say for that time seeing that show than I did the first time, because it was the last day for one of the lead performers in the show, and I had much better seats for this performance than I did my first time. And what else? It was just a whole day in the city, and I have a lot more to say on that day seeing the show. So it's gonna be a fun video for me to talk about. And I think that's gonna be it. Let me know in the comments if you ever saw Beauty and the Beast on Broadway, or what's your favorite, I guess, Disney stage adaptation on Broadway that you've ever seen. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, bye!